Going into my observations, I had an idea of what I would observe or things that I would see inside the classroom. I have been in classrooms or in schools for a really long time, but this project was fun to really be in depth and see other teaching strategies, especially ones that I'm working with inside my district. At the early childhood age, I was um, impressed with how patient the teachers were. A lot of times when this classroom was having behaviors or academic times where it just wasn't clicking with a kid, I was impressed to see that the paras or the teachers really slowed down and pulled out new manipulatives or different strategies or pulled them aside to help them understand what was being taught. During the behaviors that were going on, it was interesting to see how the students reacted and that the teachers kept it so calm and didn't make it a big deal to the other students. It wasn't disruptive and it was handled very well. In the elementary that I'm working at every single day, it was really fun to see the teamwork. I kind of stepped back out of my position and watched how my team worked together and how the students worked and put myself as an observer and not as an educator. And it was interesting to see how students would react to each teacher and how when we have different groups of children together or students together, how they work with each other. With our new setup, it was fun to see how when students come down to our recovery room, how different teachers work with these kids, because a lot of times when we're in this room, we're one-on-one with a kid and we don't get to work as a team. So it was cool to see what they do, what strategies they use, what interventions they use, who they can call on. So that was fun to put myself out of the picture and to see how they work. In the high school level, like I said in my paper, it was really interesting to see how fast that they moved. Even though the classes were relatively long, they kept moving all the time. Maybe it was because I was there, maybe it was just the time that I was there, but it all kept moving at a fast pace, but at a quality fast pace, where the students are keeping up, where the students are interacting, how the teachers are interacting. A lot of times this teacher would sit down in the middle of the group and do the assignment with the kids, model it for them. So I thought that was really cool to see the modeling being done at high school level as well as the early childhood level. I plan to use what I learned in my own classroom. I can't wait to put how the language that I use with my students. I have new ways that I can approach asking students questions and new ways that I can offer suggestions to my kids. The biggest takeaway is how I present myself to students, what my body language says, how my voice level says, how I redirect kids. I'm really going to watch how I redirect and try different ways before asking for help. I know that I now have more tools from this experience to try before asking for help. It was a really fun project to do.